Hello and welcome to How to Play Pinochle. There are a number of variations to the game Pinochle. This video will cover how to play Pinochle with 4 players divided into 2 teams. Teammates sit across from each other. The video will start by teaching you the different gameplay aspects of Pinochle and will cover the more detailed parts of the game. The video will conclude by adding all the aspects together with an example round. To play Pinochle, you will need a Pinochle card deck, which consists of 2 sets of the 9 up through the ace in each suit. During the game, the cards are ranked with ace being the highest, then the 10, then the king down to the 9. Each player is dealt 12 cards in sets of 3 cards at a time. The object of the game is to be the first team to score 150 points. Points can be scored from 2 different gameplays, the MELD and the playing phase. The player left of the dealer is first to bid. That player will state how many points he thinks he can win or he can pass on bidding. A player must bid at least 20 to start. The next player then has to bid higher than any previous bids or can pass. Bidding continues clockwise with players bidding multiple times until all but one player has passed. The amount to bid will be better understood after the gameplay explanations. Going back to the hand that was dealt earlier, I have flipped up each player's cards for you to see. In an actual game, you will keep your cards hidden from the other players. For this explanation, we are assuming player C won the bid and determined diamonds as trump. Since player C won the bid, his partner, player A, will pass him 3 cards. Player C will then look at them and then pass 3 cards back to player A. The team that did not win the bid does not pass any cards. During the MELD, points are scored from the following combinations. The ace, 10, king, queen, jack in the trump suit is a run and worth 15 points. A king and a queen of the same suit is a marriage. If the marriage is in the trump suit, it is worth 4 points. If the marriage is in a non-trump suit, it is worth 2 points. A 9 in the trump suit is worth 1 point. Having an ace in each suit is 10 points. A king in each suit is 8 points. A queen in each suit is 6 points, and a jack in each suit is 4 points. Having a queen of spades and a jack of diamonds is a pinochle and is worth 4 points. If a player has double of any of the card combinations, the points are as follows. Most of these combinations are extremely rare, with the exception of the double pinochle, which is worth 30 points. Going back to our example hand, we will count player C's melds first. Player C has a trump run for 15 points, a trump 9 for 1 point, and an ace in each suit for 10 points. Player C's partner, player A, has 2 non-trump marriages for 2 points each. Player B for Team 2 has a trump 9 for 1 point. Player D for Team 2 has a trump marriage for 4 points, a queen in each suit for 6 points, and a pinochle for 4 points. The playing phase is a trick-taking phase. A trick is created by each player playing a card into the middle, and the highest ranking card wins the trick. Again, the cards are ranked as follows, with the trump suit outranking all other suits. For example, if clubs was trump, the 9 of clubs would outrank the ace of hearts. In this part of the game, each ace, 10, and king card won in a trick is worth 1 point each. The team that wins the last trick also receives 1 point. This round has a total of 25 points possible. Going back to our example hand where diamonds are trump, player C, as the bid winner, plays the first card. Each player must follow suit if possible. If a player cannot follow suit, he must play a trump card. If the player cannot follow suit or play a trump card, he can play any card. Player C wins this trick with the highest ranking card. The player that wins the trick leads the next trick. Player C is playing his high-ranking aces first to give him the best chance of winning early tricks. The ace of clubs is player C's last ace. Each player follows suit and player C wins the trick. Player C decides to lead the next trick with the 10 of clubs. In addition to the rule of always following the lead suit, a player must always play a higher ranking card if possible. Player D has to play the ace of clubs. Player A and B cannot beat the ace but still have to follow suit. Player D wins the trick. Skipping to the end of the round, player C leads the last trick with the trump-suited queen of diamonds and wins the last trick. After the playing phase, each team scores the points for the number of aces, tens, and kings won. Team 1 has 18 and Team 2 has 6. A pen and paper will be needed to keep score. Once the bid is won, mark down the bid amount and the trump suit. In the example, player C won the bid at 35 and named diamonds as trump. During the meld, Team 1 got a total of 30 points, Team 2 got a total of 15 points. During the playing phase, Team 1 took 18 points, plus gets an additional point for winning the last trick, and Team 2 took 6 points. Team 1 leads the game 49-21 after the first round. A player must follow the lead suit whenever possible. If a player cannot follow the lead suit, he must play a trump-suited card. If a player cannot follow the lead suit or play trump, he can then play any of his cards. A player must beat the high card played if possible, even if the card is your partner's. For example, player C is required to beat his partner's 10 with his ace. If two cards of the same rank are played, the first card played wins the trick. The non-bidding team must take at least one trick during the playing phase or else they lose any melded points for the round. If a team does not make their bid, it is known as going set. If set, the team loses the amount of points bid. If both teams go over 150 points in the same round, the bidding team wins the game, even if the non-bidding team ends up with more overall points. When a player has a trump run, he does not receive points for the trump marriage contained within it. If a player is dealt a hand with 5 or more nines and no melds, the hand can be thrown in and redealt. The hand must be thrown in before bidding begins. The game begins with each player being dealt 12 cards in sets of 3 cards at a time. Bidding begins with the player left of the dealer. Player B will open the bidding at 20. Player C will pass on bidding. Player D will bid 21. Player A will bid 22. Bidding returns to player B, who will now pass. Player D bids 23. Player A bids 24. The bid goes back and forth between player A and player D. Then player A decides to pass and player D wins the bid at 29 and announces clubs as trump. Player B will then pass 3 cards to his partner. Player D then passes 3 cards back to player B. Players then show their melding points. The bid winner, player D, has a trump run for 15 points, a 9 of trump for 1 point, and a non-trump marriage for 2 points. The bidder's partner, player B, has a pinochle for 4 points. Player A for Team 1 has a trump 9 for 1 point and a non-trump marriage for 2 points. Player C for Team 1 has a trump marriage for 4 points and a pinochle for 4 points. After the melds, Team 1 has 11 points and Team 2 has 22 points. The playing phase begins with the bid winner, player D, leading the first trick. Each player must follow suit if possible. Player B does not have a trump-suited card and can play any card. Player D takes the trick with the highest ranking card. The player that takes the trick leads the next trick. Player D leads another ace of clubs. Player A follows suit. Player B cannot follow suit and plays any card. Player C follows suit. Player D wins the trick. Player D leads the next trick with the 10 of clubs. Player A also plays a 10 of clubs. These cards have the same rank, but player D wins the trick because he played the highest ranking card first. Player D leads the next trick with the ace of spades, and the rest of the playing phase goes as follows. At the end of the round, Team 2 has 22 points from aces, tens, and kings, and 1 additional point for winning the last trick. Team 1 has 2 points for the ace and 10. Team 2 leads the game 45-13 after the first round. This wraps up How to Play Pinochle. As with most games, you will get better with practice, so don't be discouraged if it takes you a few games to catch on. Thanks for watching.